Hello, ladies and gents, ladetts, whoever, whatever. Welcome back to another stream. Today we are checking out Rosewater. I'm sorry, it took a second for it to get up the game there. A traditional point-and-click adventure game that has been made in the year of our Lord 2025. Amazing, because I love point-and-click games. I want to give a big thank you to Live Games and Keymailer for allowing me to have a copy of the game for today's stream and hopefully eventually full review. Now, I haven't had anything to do with this game yet so far, so we're going to get straight into it.
Boarded the 743 from Pierre Lorraine for Rosewater, Western Vespuccia. No baggage to speak of, in the literal or metaphorical sense. Just a little hope. And that doesn't take up much space. Much has been said about the Western frontier. The perilous wilderness, the lawless towns, and the tough, hardened folk who make their way out there. Usually to get away from something worse. I suppose I'm about to become one of them myself. There's just one thing Rosewater's got that no place else has. An opportunity with my name on it.
The music is badass.
The thoughts in my head are running together like the landscape outside the window. Excitement and trepidation and boredom mixing like the scrub and rocks and soil into one long blur. One thing I know, I am ready for a change of scene.
$18.50.
Huh. Quiet.
Howdy, ma'am. Allow me to extend the warmest of welcomes on behalf of the town of Rosewater and its inhabitants. Folks call me Jim. And who do I have the honor of greeting?
Harley Legere.
Delighted to make your acquaintance. Might I assist you with your luggage? That is, if you've got any.
I don't.
Ah, right. Well, what brings
Hello?
you Mrs. Legere?
How we doing, Pixel?
Miss. And I'm here about a job.
Planning on sticking around, huh? Say, what line of work are you in?
If you must know, well, I write. There's an opening at the Rosewater Post.
Well, best of luck with that. The editor at that place ain't somebody you want to cross.
Then we ought to get along fine.
I'm sure you will. But as official town greeter, allow me to offer a small caution. Rosewater ain't always such a sleepy little town.
Hey!
Say, I've just remembered another engagement.
This how you welcome new arrivals? I have a mind to give you a thrashing.
Kick his ass.
All right, enough of that. Look, I was no choir girl. But I
Call him
didn't
out for...
start blubbering when things went south.
I'm just gonna skip the ad.
Word of advice, kid. Don't pick your mark in broad daylight, especially not at a lawman's doorstep. Go on, beat it, or I really will give you something to cry about.
Yeah, back pain and crippling
Now,
debt.
where in the ether as that damn publisher's office.
Hell yeah, dude. Inventory, right click, press I, left click, double click. Okay. So you can play this completely mouse driven. I like that. Got the physician. Oh god, this is the best feature ever. The amount of games I have played that are point and click where they don't tell you shit. God, I love point and click games, dude. And you gotta spend like half the day pixel hunting. Hey. Speaking of pixel.
Hello, can I help you with something?
I'm here about the writing commission.
Ah, yes, you must be Miss Legere. I believe you and Joni exchanged some correspondence on the matter already, yes?
Yep, got the letter right here.
May I see it, please? Very good. Oh, one more thing. Joni's not one for formalities. First names will do.
Noted.
Go up those stairs and knock.
Thanks. What's your name?
Henry Dixon, ma'am. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
Come in.
Hello, Joan. I'm Harley Legere.
Ah, yes. Nice to finally put a face to the name. Please take a load off. Whiskey?
Bit early for me, but thanks all the same.
Sensible. I like that. I, however, have had a morning, so if you don't mind. Say, have we met before? Something about you seems familiar.
I don't believe so, no.
Well, let's get down to the meat and potatoes, shall we? If you're going to join our little family here, I'd like to know more about you.
Me? Well, I was born and raised in New Britannia. Got out, made my way west, and started writing. I saw your ad while I was up in Pierre. Thought a change of scenery would do me good.
Well, admittedly, Rosewater isn't as cosmopolitan as it used to be, but maybe you'll find it to your liking.
There hasn't been a dull moment since I stepped off the train.
Speaking of, your writing sample had me in stitches. Haven't spent much time in Lamplight City myself, but your descriptions of the toffs in Lyon, hilarious.
That piece was inspired by my last visit a few years ago, actually.
Oh? What brought that about?
I had to go back and settle my late brother's affairs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't in connection with that awful business at the Lamplight City Expo.
Oh, no, it was before that.
The Expo disaster was a national tragedy, of course. But you know, I can't help remembering it as the week our paper sold more copies than it has before or since. Isn't that terrible? But enough about that. Let's get back to why we're here.
Maybe.
Well, Harley. So I'm going to go ahead and offer you a commission. I'll pay you 45 crowns for it. After that, we can talk about more regular opportunities.
Fantastic. So, what's my assignment? A scathing commentary on...
What time's it
Rosewater's
meant to be on
decline?
tonight?
Or maybe a hard-hitting expose on the plight of the marginalized criminal youth?
Oh, no. Nothing like that. I want you to interview Gentleman Jake Ackerman.
Who?
Oh, the other one. You've been living under a rock. He's a true Western legend. The Achilles of our times. We've got a real opportunity here. Star like that landing in our little town. I'd like something in the vein of your sample. Acerbic and mordant. But maybe not quite so acerbic.
So, a puff piece.
Good, you're paying attention. I want you to make Rosewater look good too. Show me a real frontier hero in a real frontier town.
Where can I find this Jake fellow?
He's taking rooms at the Jack of Diamonds just down the road. And his show is opening today at the Opera House. So he should be around for an interview. I don't know how you're situated here, but you're welcome to use the typewriter in the office.
I only write longhand, but I'd certainly be grateful for a quiet place to work.
Longhand. How charming. Now, if you have any questions before you go, by all means, ask.
Any insight you can give me about the town?
It's a far cry from what it used to be. In a way, it's nice not having to hear the noise from the saloon at all hours, but, oh, I don't know. Folk who moved on took some of the charm with them.
What about the folks who stayed behind?
What about him?
They must be pretty stalwart to stick around when others didn't.
Or stubborn. Go on and meet him for yourself. Best draw your own conclusions.
So, who was the man that went out your window? Not another writer, I hope.
Oh, God, no. You're the only applicant we've had. Don't worry about him. Just a rabble-rouser with an axe to grind. Thought he could burst in here railing about my journalistic integrity. Most folks stick to writing letters to the editor. I tried to calm him down, but... well, it didn't go that way.
I see. The Rosewater Post reported on the Lamplight City Expo?
It was only the biggest story that year. I still got copies of the article saved. Here, read it for yourself.
Gracias. Yeah, that's a lot of reading. Too bad. No. I am going to try to get through this quick. The global site, terrifying disaster claim Saturday during this. God damn. Okay, there's a mine that closed as well.
Can I keep this?
Frame it if you like.
I'm curious, how did the Rosewater Post get its start?
Well,
I know I said it
down at the
before,
Union
but
Line.
man, I
It's where
love
the printing
point and
press
click
was,
games.
allied called Keymailer's Cooperative.
They have such a
Lots of
charm
names,
to
that
them.
sort of thing. Then the mine owners brought the Blackburns in to bust the whole operation up. My dad was laid up for months and could never work again after. But we still had to eat, didn't we? I took all the equipment from the old shop and started printing up an early version of the Post just to bring a little money in. At first, it was all just community notices and advertisements from local stores. Over time, I got the hang of the whole journalism thing and turned it into a real newspaper.
I'd best be on my way.
Right you are. Wait a minute.
What?
It's just come to me. I know why you look familiar. You're Spitfire Harley.
Goodness. It's been a long time since anyone called me that.
I saw you fighting back in 26 at Wellesley Hall in the Chum. You took out a brute twice your size with a right hook. Pow! It was like watching David bring down Goliath.
I appreciate the kind words, but that was another life.
Maybe so, but for a 14-year-old kid fresh off the boat, it was pretty damn inspirational.
Thanks, Joan. Appreciate it.
Of course. And please call me Joni.
Neat. Anything else? We don't need to talk to her. We're on our way.
See you later, Joan.
Take care of yourself. Spitfire Harley, writing for my paper. Now don't that just beat all?
Mr. Dixon?
Excuse me?
How can I be of assistance?
What's to know about this town?
You picked a fine time to arrive, Miss Leger.
Why's that?
A few years back, you could hardly drive a wagon through the street. It was so full of folk coming and going. I'm sure you've noticed that's no longer the case.
So where did everyone go?
Wherever the Orem actually is would be my guess. There's still some prospectors hanging on, convinced they'll find something everyone else missed. I'm sure they'll all come to their senses eventually.
If they all go, where will that leave you?
Why, getting by, I imagine. Peaceful, quiet life. The railroad still brings some traffic. Folks on their way further west or shipping goods back east. Although not as many as before the transcontinental airship line opened up. Easier to sail clear over the country than ride the rails halfway. Suits me fine, though.
Been working here long, Mr. Dixon?
Oh, about 5 years. I was the first one Joni hired on shortly after launching the paper. Was a farmhand before that. Keeping books is much nicer than tending cow pens, let me tell you.
Anything I should know about the townsfolk?
Can't really help you there. I'm just a simple family man, and we keep to ourselves.
Exactly who was that gentleman just took a tumble out your second-story window?
I haven't a clue. Devil of a fella. Just busted in here and went straight for Joni's office. He wouldn't be put off, but insisted on speaking with the editor immediately. Said he intended to lodge a complaint. Suppose Joni didn't take too kindly to his manner of lodging.
Those are some mighty fine whiskers you've got.
Oh, why, thank you, Miss Leger. The missus tells me I ought to shave, but I'm fond of the look.
As you should be. I'll leave you to your work.
Appreciate it, ma'am.
Hell yeah, dude.
Cozy.
Okay, so we're looking for the hotel.
Was your meeting satisfactory, ma'am?
Quite so. Did you find any of those butterscotch sweets I asked for?
Afraid not. Only taffy and some peppermints.
Pity. This place seems to lack even the smallest of pleasures. Shall we?
Looks like it's been up for ages. Wonder if they ever caught the guy. Or maybe he retired from crime. Or died of old age. Wonder if the whiskey here is any better than the rock gut back in Pierre. Horse pills? Is that pills for horses or pills made from horses? Or both?
Sned said that yesterday. He's like, how the hell do you play so many different games and like enjoy everything? It's like, because I'm not autistic. I'm just dumb. I don't hyperfixate so much on a specific genre. Like, I got my favorites, don't get me wrong.
Warning. Watch the dang door. Signed, Management. The local populace getting sloshed. The local populace getting sloshed. I bet that piano hasn't been tuned since the De Leon administration. She's making the best of it, though. Someone's hunting trophy. Scenes from the wild country. A night campfire, a wild horse, and a bear in the mountains. There'd be something to see all that up close.
Also, I'm not sure how to feel. YouTube's brought in with the new ad crap they're bringing in May.
Excuse me, kid. I need to get upstairs.
I'm really sorry.
It's mandatory mid-roll ads, like mandatory automatic mid-roll ads, so you don't get to pick anymore. And they're like, oh, we're not going to overdo it. It's like, sure. So I'm like, do I just go to automatic now?
I'm here on behalf of the Rosewater Cubs.
Did you make an appointment?
No, I just got the assignment.
Okay. Look, Mr. Ackerman's upstairs getting ready for his show. It starts in less than an hour. Why don't you come by and watch? You can come meet him afterwards.
I just need to interview him for a newspaper article.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's perfect. If you're going to write about it, you should definitely see the show. Trust me, he's smooth as luck.
Suppose it beats waiting around here.
I mean, I only ever put, like, I put 2 ads in for the taking out the trash and then 1 for the regular. I do auto for the streams because I'm like, I
Gentlemen, Jake.
don't really give 2 craps. What's this do?
Now that is mighty tempting.
So tempting. Good to know. Well, who's that interesting person down there?
You again?
Oh, hey,
Harley. What in the ether are you doing here?
oh, you're not still sore about earlier.
Nah. But your little friend might think twice about hoodwinking strangers again.
Look, nothing personal. My brother and me are just doing our best to get by.
Your brother, huh? And you just threw him to the dogs to save your own skin. You're clearly the brains of the operation.
Hey, thanks.
But let me pose you a question. If you don't have your own brothers back, who else on this wretched earth is going to give a flip if you're alive or dead?
You made your point. Now, can we drop it already? I'm trying to do an actual legitimate job here.
Legitimate job? So you're not selling snake oil or stock tips or fire insurance?
Nah, nothing like that. I'm selling tickets to Gentleman Jake's legendary Wild West show. Only 20 coppers.
I'll take one of those tickets.
Swell! And when would you like to come see the show?
Whenever it starts?
Oh, you mean today? Oh, well, I'm afraid I gotta disappoint you there. Sold the last of today's tickets not 10 minutes before you walked up.
Seriously?
Seriously, this ain't exactly the Coliseum. It only fits so many, and folks around here are real excited to see Gentleman Jake in person.
All right, look. I don't need to see some yahoo firing off his pea shooter. I just want to talk to this Jake fellow.
And I'm sure Gentleman Jake would be happy to meet you if you had a ticket to get in. Course, I might be able to sneak you in quiet-like, but I'd be putting my job on the line, and I can't afford to lose it now. After all, I have my little brother to look after.
Just tell me what you want.
Only a small favor.
Spit it out.
Just help me retrieve something. A small item of great personal value. It's only my pa's pocket watch. Family heirloom, you see.
Sure.
Is what? By that one-eyed scalawag Lola Johnson. Probably stashed it away in the old smithy. She's been squatting in there for weeks now.
Where'd your brother get to? Keeping out of trouble?
Matter of fact, he's trying to make good after that screw-up earlier. Decided he's gonna try and get Pa's watch back all by himself. He's real tore up over losing it.
And you're letting him risk his neck again? He'll be collared in no time. Like as not, you'll never see him again.
Oh, I know. I tried talking sense into him, but he's dead set on it. Wants to prove himself. But he'll be in real hot water if he gets caught, which he probably will. That's why I'm asking you to do it before he goes and does something stupid. I can tell you could pull it off. No problem.
That kid deserves better than getting strung up for doing your dirty work. Call him off. I'll handle it.
Swell. You know where to find me.
Betrayal, murder, revenge, classic stuff. Never works out that way in real life. Never heard of this one. For 20 coppers, it had better be one hell of a show.
Rosewater, P.S.
Dr. Bennett Clark, Master of Ethericity. Oh, right, the Ethericity fellow. I didn't know he was working out here.
Oh, good. Huh?
This thing's heavier than it looks. Bet I could do some real damage with it.
Is that midnight? Ugh. I mean, I guess that's sort of the downside of trying to do everything like, you know, worldwide.
Business seems slow today. Probably a good thing.
So we're looking for the smithy. Yeah. I'm probably just going to look mostly at the announcements more than anything. Like, just sort of what comes of it.
Soft drink crates. A sugary, fizzy way to beat the heat.
You mean you're not going to call it a sody pop?
Nothing inside? Shame. I could go.
It angries up the blood.
I hope that isn't the town water supply. I hope.
So that's a smithy.
Looks sturdy, but there's some rot creeping.
Well, I have a feeling I can bash the shit.
That did it. Tile's no good anymore, though.
Saw, dude.
That could be a good spot to stash something. Emptier than that. The smithy's cold. No watch. Maybe the kids. Well, now, what have we here? Got what I came for.
What in the ether is going on here?
You must be Lola Johnson.
That's right, Lola Johnson, who lives here.
You live here, do you? Technically, I think the word you're looking for is squatting.
And technically, what you're doing is trespassing.
Not on.
You do that.
Trespass these nuts. Yeah. Making good progress. But I am hoping we get some Silk Song news finally. I don't remember that happening. Us getting anything about that. I could be wrong. I could just be dumb and not have paid attention.
Fancy. Too bad there doesn't seem to be a pawn shop in town. Hey,
Yeah?
here's your watch back.
No fooling. You actually got it?
By a whisker. Lola turned up just as I was leaving.
Did you see you take it?
Don't think so. Anyways, that's my part of the bargain held up. You gonna let me in now?
Sure, go on. Oh, and thanks. I know we've had our tiffs, but I really do appreciate you getting this for me. My dear departed pa can rest easy again knowing his watch is back where it belongs.
That's not your watch at all, is it?
Well, it is now.
Kid, if I were you, I'd make myself scarce. Otherwise, the only way you'll be able to tell the time on that thing is by squatting over a mirror. You get me?
Yes, ma'am.
Took me a second to put it together, but I got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, are you
Just gonna shove it up his ass.
Are you ready for some excitement?
I don't do excitement. I'm a boring person.
Fun? Then without further ado, may I present the star of our show, the last man standing at the Bleachbone Gulch Showdown, the only man to defeat Bastard Billy Boakes in a duel, the man who discovered a gentleman, then gifted it to an orphanage, Gentleman Jake Ackerman! Yahoo! Thank you, Charlie, for that
Do it.
wonderful introduction.
Do it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gentleman Jake's Wild
I'm done trying to keep up with your server changes.
First, allow me to introduce my brave,
Yeah.
loyal assistant,
Do it.
Danny Lowe. Now let's get this show on the road.
Just so John has to keep making that meme.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you rope a steer. Keep it going, Danny. Maybe you'll lasso yourself one someday.
We'll do an applaud.
gun beat down upon them as the duelists stood and stared. But Billy Boakes had never fought. Somebody so prepared. Jake drew his gun. And bang! The bastard crashed down with a thud. The legendary foe lay dead, defeated, in the mud.
Got his ass, dude.
And now for a most challenging proposition, perhaps the greatest feat of marksmanship to which a man can set his sights. You see those 5 juggling balls that Charlie keeps whirling aloft in such a dizzying display? Ladies and gentlemen, affix your eyes on that green ball in particular, and do not dare blink.
He's gonna shoot the dude by accident.
A single bullet, I will pluck it from the very air.
Yeah, amazing.
I'll give you that. I thought you were gonna kill him. You didn't.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show. Thank y'all so much. You've been a truly magnanimous, magnificent, and majestic audience.
Ooh, alliteration.
You can take home a piece of the legend. Come on down to the Check of Diamonds to get an autograph or a souvenir ferrotype. We'll be there until last call. Stop by and shake hands with Gentleman Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
I'm telling you, Jake, I need that money tonight.
You knew the deal going in, Charlie. There's nothing I can do about it.
We'll see about that.
Hope I'm not interrupting, gentlemen.
My friend here was just saying his farewells. Weren't you, Charlie? Please do pardon that unpleasant display. What can I do for you, my dear?
Name's Harley Legere. I'd like to interview you for the Rosewater Post.
Well, shucks, it would be my pleasure, Miss Legere. Shall we go upstairs to my room? Beats standing out here in the dust.
Lead on.
Miss Legere, permit me to introduce my associate, Danny Luo.
Luo.
Actually,
Hell yeah, dude.
Not formally, I suppose. Nice to properly make your acquaintance, Miss Legere.
Likewise, Mr. Luo.
Please, you can call me Danny. Everybody does.
So what did you
Danny
think
the
of
Kid.
show? Pretty spectacular, huh?
Spectacular. It was amazing.
Well, shucks. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
We're doing a
Shall
puff
we
piece.
proceed with the interview?
Right. How did you come to pick Rosewater as your latest venue?
Simple. Plenty of folk in this town are looking for a good show. I ain't so hoity-toity as to think El Presidio or Los Virgenes are the only places worth visiting. After spending all day bent double over a pan in a creek or working his keister off down in a mine, a man is entitled to some amusement, wouldn't you say?
You're clearly a man of great deeds. Which would you say has been your greatest?
I value all my accomplishments equally, Miss Legere. To single any one out would diminish the others. I couldn't bring myself to do that.
What a noble sentiment.
I like to think so.
What's something nobody knows about you? Give me something juicy.
I'm something of an open book, Miss Legere. Keeping secrets ain't really my modus operandi.
Come on, everyone's got secrets.
Oh, I think you'll find I'm not like most folk.
I'm not like other girls.
So what do you do when you're not gunslinging or adventuring?
Well, you were at the show. You saw it firsthand.
Right, but what about hobbies? Pastimes?
Well, I ain't the type to sit around reading novels, if that's what you're getting at. I'm a man of action.
Hey, Jake, don't you have an appointment with Miss Sally this evening?
Damn, you're right. Sorry to cut things short, Miss Legere. I've got another engagement I need to prepare for.
I should have plenty for my article. I appreciate your time.
Well, I look forward to reading your story in the next edition. Danny, see the lady out, would you?
Good meeting you, Danny. Guess I'll see you around.
Oop. What happened? Did I bug the game? I might have bugged the game. Okay, it's working. Just knock him out.
Start any.
Alright, I'll knock you out.
Food delivery.
Give him a new face.
I've seen pregnant cows more graceful than you.
Shit talk.
Get him! Get him! Get him! I'd better do something to stop these fools.
Ooh-wee. Hey! Don't start any. Oh no.
Huh. Bollingworth Ale. Didn't know they got...
Hey!
Okay.
Don't start any trouble, lady. Hey! Don't.
Okay, they don't want me to take it.
Whatever it is.
Gonna block my punch. Okay, so
Nice dodge!
what if I go to take?
Hey! Don't start any trouble.
Now we can't leave because he's just going to. I'm done.
Whoopsie daisy.
Take that. Then we're gonna give him the old Aussie special.
Hey, nice one.
Not the most honorable way of winning a fight, but these boys were hardly playing fair.
Hey, Charlie. Looks like your guys weren't as tough as you hoped.
Whoo-wee! That got the old blood pumping.
You've got some interesting associates, Mr. Ackerman. If you'll excuse me, I have an article to write.
Hang on just a minute. I'd be a fool to just let you walk away after that performance. Come on back up here. I've got a business proposition that may interest you.
What about Miss Sally?
Oh, she can wait. All right, Miss Legere, I won't beat around the bush. Danny and I are looking to get some folks together for a job, and I think you'd make a damn fine addition to the team.
What sort of job?
Ever hear of Dr. Bennett Clark?
That's
Of
the.
course. The etheric researcher.
That's the one.
What about him?
Dr. Clark moved out here not long after the big disaster back in Lamplight City. He kept up his research, even did some demonstrations at the Opera House. Till one day, he just up and vanished. Nobody's seen hide nor hair of him in nearly a year.
And you want to go looking for him?
Oh, I want to go looking all right. The thing is, we're going in search of Dr. Clark's fortune.
Come again?
The feller was loaded. Somehow he managed to talk a bunch of big money investors from back east into financing his research. All those gizmos and doodads don't come cheap, you know? We find his stash, we'll all be rolling in it for years to come.
Stash? What stash? Surely it's all just numbers on a ledger somewhere.
Nope. I'm telling you, he kept his assets in cold, hard cash.
So you're looking to rob a man blind just because nobody knows where he is?
Now, nothing so uncouth as that. Picture this. A swashbuckling pirate captain, his vessel freighted with treasure. The vast fleets of law and order circling him, closing in. He digs a hole in the sands of some sun-kissed tropical beach to conceal his ill-gotten loot, makes himself scarce. Circumstance conspires to deprive him of the opportunity to return. Now, he's the brave treasure hunter who seeks and unearths the bounty guilty of robbery? Or is he just returning to the world what would otherwise lie forgotten and worthless? See, we're not after Clark's personal wealth. The money in question was meant to bankroll his etheric research. Since that's been outlawed, he can't touch it. And it's a drop in the ocean for the investors. They'll never miss it.
How many folks are you planning on bringing into this?
That depends on what we find. But I promise you, we'll all get a fair split, enough to make it all worthwhile.
What's your plan?
Clark had a lab nearby, a couple miles outside of town. Last place anybody saw him. We poke around there, retrace his steps, and it should lead us straight to the loot.
Uh-huh.
Now, call me crazy, but I get the impression you're not entirely convinced.
Truth be told, I'm not. How can you be sure Clark isn't just holed up in some cave with his cash? Or that someone didn't off him so they could claim it for themselves? We follow Clark, and whatever vanished him could end up vanishing us, too.
I admit we're asking you to put a lot of faith in us. Hell, I'd probably be just as incredulous were I in your position.
Mr. Ackerman's a good man, Miss Leger. He's never led me astray in all the time I've known him.
I appreciate it, Danny, but I think Miss Leger is going to need a little more than just your word. Look, I've known quite a few moneyed folk in my time. They all got...
Pixel, are you moneyed folk?
Know what that is?
They like buying things and showing off?
Quite the contrary. If you don't hold on to your money, you can't stay rich.
So what do they have in common?
They're good at keeping their money safe. Clark's cash is out, I just note. As far as your safety, you just took out a couple of brutes twice our size. It's plain to see you can take care of yourself.
I'm pretty good with my pistols, and Mr. Ackerman can talk his way out of anything. But we could use somebody who's good in the fights.
Besides, stick around old Jake long enough and you'll have enough material to write a whole book. Forget a measly little write-up in the local rag. I'm offering you a front row seat to a much better show. So, what do you say?
All right, Mr. Ackerman. I'm in. At the very least, this venture should make for an interesting tale.
I'm pleased to hear you say that.
You won't regret this, Miss Leger.
We'll set out for the lab at daybreak. And please, call me Jake.
Dr. Clark's laboratory is a short hike from Rosewater. After getting run out of Lamplight City, this is where Jake, Danny, and I head there at first light to see what secrets he left behind.
Quite a sight, ain't it?
I'll say. What the hell was Clark doing out here?
That's a question for minds greater than ours, Miss Leger.
Oh. Oh, me. I just had to sneeze. Hopefully that didn't come through the microphone. I didn't. Hope I muted it.
What's on your mind?
I've got some more questions about you.
I'm always happy to answer.
How'd you and Danny get together?
I was packing up after a run of shows in Quick Point, having a hard time of it. You see, my assistant had up and left a few days prior, so I was flying solo.
Your assistant left? Why?
The showman's life ain't for everybody. I don't fault him for it. Anyhow, Danny comes up and offers to help with the crates. You should have seen him. Eyes wide, hands shaking, downright charming. So Danny gives me a hand and we get to talking. Turns out he's got experience roping and shooting. Even gave me a demonstration. I offered him the job as my assistant on the spot. The rest, as they say, is history.
Just how did you come to learn about Clark's money?
Not long ago, I got to talking with a feller at the saloon. The whiskey had loosened his lips, and he blabbed all about the success of his Aurum claim. But then he told me about how he'd invested most of that Orem in Clark's research, and how he wasn't the only one.
And you're certain these investors won't be wanting their money back?
Can't speak for the rest, but this feller won't. See, his aforementioned loose lips got him into trouble with some other folk. Poor bastard was shot dead in the street.
I see. Would you care to recount some of your previous adventures?
I'd love to, but I'm afraid now just ain't the time. Soon as we have a respite, I'll be glad to regale you.
I'm impressed, Miss Leger. Never thought I'd live to see the day Jake refused to tell his story.
Enough jabber. Let's push on. Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
I want to know something about you, Danny.
Okay. Like what?
You and Jake known each other long?
Gosh, that's a good question. I guess it's been about 2 years?
Sounds about right.
Time goes by quick when you travel around as much as we do.
What did you do before becoming Jake's assistant?
Oh, nothing glamorous. I was a stable hand in Quick Point. Life with Gentleman Jake is certainly more, lively.
Just how old are you, anyway?
I'll be 21 this winter, but I can handle myself just fine if that's what you're worried about.
True enough. Danny's more experienced than some folk twice his age. You'd be a fool to underestimate him.
Have you got any family?
Sure. My parents and older brother live on the coast, near El Presidio. I write them every month. I haven't seen them in a dog's age, though. But Jake's been like family to me, really.
We should get a move on. Now there's something you don't see every day.
A lightning rod.
Guess it shouldn't come as a surprise that the front door is not wide open for us.
That's a serious-looking lock.
So, how are we supposed to get in?
Know if there are any locksmiths in town?
I'd prefer if we handled this ourselves. My old pal Captain Stokes is stationed nearby at Fort Beaumont. He owes me a favor, or two.
Maybe he could give us some high-powered equipment to get inside.
You read my mind, Danny boy. Wouldn't do any harm to take a look around out here first, though.
Must take ages for any correspondence to get out here.
Probably beats having to hike into town, though.
Looks like Clark missed his last mail delivery. Seems to be from another scientist.
February 12th, 1850. Dr. Clark, I hope this letter finds you well. Upon hearing news of the reactionary and ignorant ban our leaders have seen fit to impose, my thoughts went to you and your thankless labors in the wilderness. When they hounded you out after the expo, and I wouldn't be surprised if Leroy's cronies sabotaged your display to discredit you, you were undaunted. After enduring such a trying year, I know how much building that lab out there meant to you. A turning point in your fortunes, or so it seemed. Yet I am sure you will
Bid, I'm assuming you mean Vid? No, not on Cyber Sleuth. Not yet. It's a game that I've played a fair bit casually, though. It's very good. I very much enjoy the Cyber Sleuth games. I've only done Digimon World 1, 2, and 3.
With warm regards,
I was going to do Digimon World 4, but the game is a bit confusing. And then I've got the... then there's like the PS4, PS5 Steam release that happened a couple of years ago. Or a year ago. If you want me to stream it, I'll gladly stream it for you, baby. I got you.
Dr. Clark really liked his sarsaparilla. There must be at least 30 empty bottles in these crates.
Is that Velk with Dr. Pepper?
I drank 10 bottles of sarsaparilla for a bet.
Did you win?
Well, yes, and no.
He won the bet, but he lost the war, you know what I'm saying?
Doing some tidying, are we?
We might find some use for these. Come help me. I can't carry them all myself.
Hey, I ain't gonna start belly aching if you want to go around collecting refuse. Might fetch us a few shillings if we sell them back at the Jack of Diamonds.
There you go. And some for you.
Thanks.
The good doctor was pretty self-sufficient out here. Wonder if Dr. Clark boarded these up himself. Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
Got any of your own ideas on how we might get into the lab?
Well, I think Jake has the right idea. We should ask for help at the fort.
We should get a move on.
See if Jake's got anything else to say.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Sarsaparilla,
Have
really.
any new ideas for getting inside the lab?
Not a one, I believe asking at the
Enough, Jack.
Okay, to the fort we go. Is he wearing a
What are you doing? This is no place for sightseers.
What in the ether are you talking about?
Such disrespect. You toy with forces you do not understand.
The lady asked you a question, sir.
Heed my warning. Stay away from this place. Its mysteries are not for you.
Hey, wait!
What's with the tinfoil hat?
You forgot your... hat?
What was that all about?
Good question. This isn't really my style. Tinfoil. Why was that man wearing it as a hat? Empty sarsaparilla bottle.
Select mixed with those. Okay. Well, I mean, we gotta head back, but he ran that way, so I sort of want to see where the hell he's going.
No sign of that odd bearded fellow. I wonder where he scampered off to.
I reckon we got ourselves bigger fish to fry right now, Miss Leger.
To the fort.
Hey, look, a show!
What a racket.
She's pretty good, though.
Nobody in sight, but I'm sure there are guards somewhere. Hey, anybody in there?
What is it?
Would you happen to know anything about the lab just over that way?
No, and quite frankly, I don't care to.
We'd like to come in, please.
More unannounced visitors? Must be my lucky day. What country exiled you?
None. We just want to speak with Captain Stokes.
Afraid he's indisposed.
Why don't you tell Stokes that Jake Ackerman needs a word?
Gentleman Jake?
At your service.
We're not in the market for entertainment. Oh, dad blasted. Would you knock it off with the shooting already? I can't hear myself think!
You call yourself a soldier when the sound of gunfire sets you quivering like a coward? Pathetic.
Look, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Carry on, soldier.
Right.
Yeah, I guess we gotta get these guys to stop.
I said, excuse me. Hey!
Caramba, you made me miss. What do you want?
Pardon me.
What are you doing out here?
I am Marisol de la Vega, Lieutenant General of the Constitutional Army of New Spain. My compadre is Corporal Eugenio Garcia.
Pleasure. I'm Harley Leger, and these are my associates Jake Ackerman and Danny Luo.
Good to meet you. In answer to your second question, Eugenio and I are practicing our shooting while we wait for our jefe to conclude his business.
do you know anything about the laboratory just over yonder?
That abandoned wreck is a laboratory?
It was at some point.
Clearly, you know more about it than I do.
Say, do you think you could practice your shooting somewhere else?
Why?
The fort guard isn't happy about the noise.
Well, then maybe he should choose another profession.
You're pretty good, but I bet I can beat you at shooting.
I am the best shot in New Spain.
Care to prove it?
Gladly. But a large stationary target such as this is not suitable for a contest. If you wish to challenge me, find some...
Can we use these bottles as targets?
Indeed, we can. Very well. Prepare to be humiliated.
Say, Jake, could you give us a hand?
My pleasure.
How many bottles are there?
About 30.
Then we will each shoot at 5. Whoever breaks the most wins.
Sounds fair.
I am feeling generous this morning. Would you like the opportunity to practice first?
Yes.
Yes, actually.
Very well.
Ready with those bottles, Jake?
Yep, get ready. Set. Incoming.
Damn it.
Bottle in the air.
Fantastic.
Here we go.
Nice shot.
Bottle in the air.
You got me.
Next one.
Bottle in the air.
Damn it.
Let us hope you improve very quickly. All right, for real this time.
Ready, set. Here we go.
Fantastic.
Here we go.
Dang it.
Bottle in the air.
Dang it.
You missed.
Bottle in the air.
You missed.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Nice shot.
My turn.
Here
I'll
we
take
go.
2.
Anda.
Here we go.
Dale.
Incoming.
Anda.
Incoming.
Take that.
Bottle in the air.
Damn. I win. Better luck next time, sweetheart. Híjole.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
You're good with your gun. What's the best way to hit a moving target?
Oh, well, I find concentration is just visualize.
How about an on... Beat that late.
I see. Not a bad plan, but I make it a... Ask...
In other words,
Hey,
he fakes it.
You said before you were good with your pistols. Any advice on how I might best that loudmouth at shooting?
Moving targets aren't easy to hit. Best advice I can give is to... Of course, I could...
Okay, Danny. Think you can teach that show-off a...
It'll be my pleasure. Excuse me.
What do you want, boy?
I think I'd like to beat you at that bottle shooting.
Oh, this is gonna be good. All right, kid. Let's see what you got.
Why don't you go first? Show me how it's done.
My pleasure.
Ready, set, incoming.
Híjole.
Bottle in the air.
Dale.
Incoming.
Dale.
Incoming.
Híjole.
Incoming.
Take that. Let's see you beat that.
Ready, Danny boy?
Yep. Don't worry about the warnings. Just throw.
Don't believe this. Beaten by a chinito de mierda.
Incoming.
Eugenio.
Bottle in the air.
She's not a very good sport.
Never mind her. That was some fine shooting.
Sure was. You weren't kidding about being good with those pistols.
It was nothing. But thanks.
Hey, guard!
What is it?
Sure is a nice, peaceful morning, isn't it?
What happened to those cacophonous varmints?
They took their business elsewhere. Now, would you be so kind as to let us in?
So long as you promise to keep it down.
Deal.
Well now, what have we here?
I appreciate your hospitality, Captain, but I must admit I am perplexed by the change in your position.
It's not my position, General Marquez. It's the position of the government of the Commonwealth of Vespuccia. I have some discretion in the execution of my orders, but I'm sure you can appreciate that there's a chain of command.
I am, of course, most grateful for the aid you have rendered in the past. I am sure that your recommendations carry weight with your superiors. If you would be willing to lend your influence in support of our cause.
Perhaps we can speak of this at another time, Mr. Marquez. As I said, I have other concerns to deal with.
Of course. I look forward to our next meeting.
Captain Stokes, you're a difficult man to see.
Ackerman, how the hell are you?
Leave this to me. I'll have Stokes eaten from the palm of my hand.
Good day, Captain. Madam? Just a moment. I have seen you before.
I'm surprised you saw much of anything after that tumble you had.
Ah, of course. The newspaper office. You left me lying in the street.
I'm sorry, but I had things to do.
Ay, por Dios. Is there not one selfless person in this country?
Look, if I see you falling out any more windows, I'll pull out my net. Fair?
Amusing. What's your name, anyway?
Harley Leger. This is Danny Luo, and over there is Jake Ackerman.
Sir? I am General, though Filomeno seems to be difficult for you Vespuccians, so you may call me Phil.
Phil it is. Good to meet you.
And you, I suppose. What brings you to the fort?
Well, Jake's the one who suggested coming here. Seemed to think Stokes could help us get into this abandoned lab somehow.
That's real voice acting.
That old ruin interest you, eh?
It's deliberately it's deliberately done in a way to basically be like old school adventure games. So it's like designed in a way, like the audio is designed to almost be bit crushed, if that makes sense.
We were thinking it might make a nice hotel. Just need to spruce it up a bit. Then we can charge folks for rustic desert stays.
Ah, I see. You were attempting to make a joke. In any case, there may be something in there to interest me as well. In fact, I could get the laboratory open so we could both go in, if Stokes were not so stingy with his munitions.
How do you mean?
My specialty is demolitions and explosives. I just do not have any on hand right now.
It actually has a pretty impressive cast
Might once again be willing to assist
of voice actors.
in a righteous cause, but
I did
Mr. Marquez, my hands are tied.
Benny update it. He might have changed it.
I've got enough to worry about
He had to like do something for videos or something with his university stuff.
Hold your horses, Captain. How about we come with? I'm sure you could use the extra eyes.
It's mighty kind of you, Ackerman. Can't promise it'll be safe, though. We'll be going near native territory.
Come on, Stokes. You forget who you're talking to? I laugh in the face of danger. We'll ride with you.
Your friend is quite the braggadocio, no?
That he is, and he doesn't ever seem to let up.
You're all in, then?
Apparently so.
I will accompany you as well.
Sorry, who are you?
Y'all can get acquainted on the trail. Let's get going. Sun's almost up. Appreciate y'all coming out with me. Strength in numbers and all that.
Our pleasure, Captain.
Exactly who is it you're looking for?
Captain's got that gamer posture, you know what I'm saying?
So when did your man go missing?
He left leading the patrol last evening and they never returned. I just hope the natives didn't get him. Things have been a bit tense of late.
On the subject of missing people, did you ever cross paths with Dr. Bennett Clark?
The mad doctor? No, ma'am. My man and I steered clear of him. Used to be we'd see strange lights and hear weird noises coming from his lab. Don't know what he was up to out there, but it weren't natural.
How do your soldiers and the natives get on with each other?
Not too well, I'm sorry to say. We've allowed them their space, left them in peace, but somehow that ain't enough. They seem temperamentally disposed toward causing trouble.
Have you tried asking what's upset them?
Listen, Legere, with all due respect, you've no idea what you're talking about. We've already given these folks an inch, but they have taken a mile. The government's tried appeasing them with treaties and such, but those ain't worth the paper they're written on. You'd sooner reason with a coyote.
Well, I think...
Engines!
I do love the rotoscope look. Why is it black? I want to see.
So far, we have been stymied in our efforts to search Clark's laboratory.
Just
daring do like yourself has been in a predicament like this before?
More times than I can count.
How do you manage to get free?
Well, you gotta understand, every situation's different. Easiest way's usually bribing a guard, but sometimes you gotta get creative. Well, this one time but no, that wouldn't work here.
Why not?
Because I'd need a few things, and coming by them in here will be next to impossible.
If you've got a plan, it's at least worth trying.
I reckon you're right. Main thing I need is something pliable, like wax or soft wood. Then something sharp to shape it with, and finally some shiny material. Metallic looking would be best. Find me those things, we might be in business.
I think we are in business.
I'll leave.
I bring you Miss Harley Legere, representing the captives.
Thank you, Nadine. You may return and tend to the others.
I will.
Enter and be welcome. You may call me Chief Lutzi. I am responsible for the people of this village.
Pleasure's all mine.
You have violated the borders of the Autumn Nation, duly established by recognized treaty with your government. Miss Legere, why are you here?
Captain Stokes is missing some troops, and we were helping in the search.
You serve Stokes. Curious. You do not dress like a soldier.
We have nothing to do with the fort.
Who are you then?
I'm a journalist for the Rosewater Post. My companions and I are researching Dr. Bennett Clark. We only came to Stokes to ask for help getting inside the abandoned laboratory on the other side of the valley. Thought maybe he could spare some dynamite or something. But first we had to ride with him to find First Lieutenant Mulberry and his missing men.
I see. What did he tell you of us?
Let's just say he didn't paint a very pretty picture.
Unsurprising. Do you share his opinion?
Not at all. Stokes is just some windbag I met this morning. I'll make up my own mind.
That is good to know. The autumn mean you no harm, Miss Leger. However, for months, the fort soldiers have routinely violated our borders and harassed our people. Just last night, a band of them came, led by this man, Mulberry. They attacked us in our fields and set fire to our crops.
Were there any casualties among your people?
No deaths, although a number were burned or wounded in the fight. As for Mulberry, we captured him. He is under guard in one of our empty storehouses. Stokes has turned our village into a prison, and now he is recruiting civilians to come after us. I fear this will not end until everything we have has been turned to ash. But I cannot allow that. Something must be done.
You're right. Can we help you in any way?
I believe so. And you can get what you're after as well.
I'm listening.
Our scouts have observed an army wagon making regular deliveries to the fort from Rosewater. It comes in the night, when few others are willing to travel, and always it arrives a day or two after the train stops in town.
Then that would be tonight? I just arrived on the latest train into Rosewater.
Yes, exactly. I cannot know for sure, but I believe this wagon carries supplies, along with weapons and munitions. The soldiers use these to strengthen themselves, then come and deprive us of what little we have. If you and your people were to obtain them, it would be to our mutual benefit. We would have a means of defense. You would have the tools to enter this laboratory, and Stokes would be deprived of his armaments.
It's a bold move, but I think my companions will be willing to aid your cause.
I am glad to hear it.
Tonight, then, huh?
Tonight, or not at all. The cover of darkness will be to your advantage. Our scouts have also noted that only 2 men guard the wagon.
Guess I'd better tell the others and get to planning.
You are welcome to rest here in the meantime.
Thank you, Chief Lutzi.
May the Earthmaker guide you.
Everyone in good shape?
Mr. Lua has some minor bruising, but your friends are otherwise healthy.
Good to know. Hey, fellas, come on out here. We got some business to discuss.
I take it your meeting with the chief went well?
Very well. In fact, we came up with a plan for how we can help these people and get what we're after. I hope you boys are ready for a little excitement.
Always.
Turns out the reason Mulberry didn't come back is that he was taken prisoner while conducting an unprovoked raid on this village. A raid Stokes himself ordered.
What?
Army soldiers have been crossing into Otham territory and attacking them without justification.
It's true. I have treated many of the wounded myself.
Hijo de la... We cannot let this injustice stand.
That is troubling. But what can we do about it?
Chief Lutzi suggested we hit him where it hurts, the fort's supply chain. So we'll be carrying out our own raid on a delivery wagon.
And to think just yesterday you were having reservations about robbing folk. Reckon it's true what they say about the frontier changing people.
I don't know about you, but I don't feel too bad about lifting a little from the crown. It glitters enough already.
If the government is engaged in oppressing these people, you should be proud to resist.
Now listen up, because we've got some preparations to make. And the wagon will be coming through tonight, according to the chief.
We can get the munitions Phil needs to get us into the lab, along with some weapons and supplies for the Otham.
Ah, the old 1-2 punch. I like it.
Only question is, What's the best approach?
I'm thinking we create a distraction. We get the wagon to stop, then...
I prefer a more direct approach. You said the wagon...
That's not the game glitching out, it's me accidentally clicking.
We have enough fighters to overpower them. When they see they are outmatched, we should be able to take what we need without firing a shot.
Wouldn't it be better to do this without drawing any attention? You could set up a roadblock, then sneak out what you need while they investigate.
All good plans. Have you got anything, Danny?
No, but I think we should be careful. Something like this could so easily go wrong.
So, what's it going to be?
Let's go with Nadine's suggestion.
I do think it's best if none of us are seen committing this act of banditry.
Agreed. This is a stealth job. Nadine and I will search the wagon. You boys hang back and take whatever we unload. Well, we better get ready. Let's hope this goes off without a hitch.
I'm sure it will.
What in tarnation? What's all this crap in the road? Oh, they don't pay me enough for this. Buford, get up here and help me.
We should hurry. I don't think we'll have long.
Help me with this, would you, Nadine? Nadine? Let's get this out of here. Just a bunch of you.
We haven't much.
These crates are marked Beaumont.
It's strange that there are so few compared to the others.
I don't know the... They're all marked...
Isn't this delivery coming from...
The fort soldiers are... Jackpot. And a good cache of firearms. These should serve the Otham well. There's also a letter.
What does it say?
It's a manifest. Hang on. Here's...
Whatever you do, we've taken...
Wait. I want to... I'll be damned.
What is it?
A lot of gold.
Lots of them.
Odd. Why deliver these to the fort?
Good question. Too bad they're marked. We could have had a nice payday. Right. Let's get out of here.
You have come back to us. Did you obtain what you needed?
Yes. With this dynamite, getting into the lab will be quite easy.
Then I am glad the raid proved fruitful.
Chief Lutzi, I am curious. Now that you can arm your people, what is your plan?
I can certainly understand your curiosity, General Marquez.
You know me?
We are close enough to the new Spanish border to keep informed of current events. To answer your question, we will defend ourselves. Peace has not worked against those who wish to harm us, so we must answer them with force.
You strike me as a wise and capable leader, but allow me to offer one piece of advice. Do not underestimate your enemy. Nothing angers a tyrant like a show of resistance.
I appreciate it, General, but I believe we will overcome.
I truly hope you do.
We found something else. A safe filled with aura bars.
And you did not take any?
They were all marked. Traceable. We'd have no use for them.
Caramba. It's always something, isn't it?
The last thing we need is the royals on us for stealing their aurum.
The royal police? Nah, out here they'd send in the army. Or God forbid, the Blackburns.
The Union Busters?
Unions, heads, you name it.
The big question is, why send aurum to the fort?
An intriguing line of inquiry, but I ain't sure the fort's dealings should concern us.
Perhaps not. But I am curious as well. Something unusual is happening here. Stokes was all too happy to aid our cause before my exile. Now he acts like a stranger. It cannot be a coincidence. I am going to charge my Lieutenant General with finding out more about these shipments.
Chasing more wagons full of aurum?
Something like that. It is clear there will be no more aid from Stokes now, and I still have an army to outfit. Perhaps we will find something we can actually keep.
If money's what you're after, maybe you'd entertain the notion of joining our posse. That goes for you too, Miss Redbird.
What are you talking about?
I'll explain everything on the way back to the lab. Danny, you stay here and help unload the supplies. You can give Nadine the lowdown. Come meet us at the lab when you're done.
Will do.
I am sending one of our hunters to return Mulberry to the fort. He can show you the way back.
Much appreciated. Right, let's get a move on. You coming with us, Miss Legere?
Is missing all the fireworks when you finally set them off? I think not. And can it with the
Duly noted. Now let's get going.
Just one more thing before you go, Harley. You said you were a journalist, yes?
That's right.
Do you believe the townspeople would take an interest in our cause?
Some might. I can certainly tell my employer about the treatment you've received.
Please do. I have a statement I would like you to carry back. The Otham are a peaceful people. We wish to be your good neighbors and friends. But if a Vespuccian soldier or any other person comes with violent intent to harm us, we will do what we must to protect our people.
Got it. Would you be willing to sit for an interview with someone from the post?
Gladly. My words are for all who will listen with open hearts.
I'll make sure your message is received.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing us back, partner.
Oop. Oh, it's because I right-click. It's not a glitch, so it skips ahead of the cutscene. Because, yeah, my arm hand's sort of twitching. I won't lie.
I wonder how things will go for the Otham now that they have firearms.
Well enough, I hope. Provided they don't point them at us.
I shouldn't leave this here.
It's good to see someone who respects their country.
Hey, Phil? Let's talk.
What about?
So how did you wind up here in Vespuccia?
That is a very long story, and I do not wish to relate it now. Perhaps another time?
Fair enough. I have to ask, what went on at the Rosewater Post?
I wonder, where was this sense of curiosity when I was lying in the dust at your feet, eh?
Look, I'm real sorry about that. I had things to do, and I didn't know you from Adam. For all I knew, you deserved it.
Well, the world is full of people crying out for some relief or other. We cannot halt our affairs to save them all. But perhaps you will consider rendering aid to the next poor soul you meet who needs it.
Right. Carry on. Can we talk?
What's on your mind? 'Cause you know I've been wondering about the Otham. What do you suppose will happen to them now that they're armed with guns?
I don't know, but at least they have a fighting chance now.
If Stokes attacks and they successfully fend him off, then perhaps he will leave them alone. But it will certainly not happen without bloodshed.
Well, best of luck to him.
Enough jabber. Let's push on.
You're quite certain you know what you're doing?
Just leave everything to me, and stand far, far back.
That feels like too much dynamite for what we're trying to do.
Impressive work there, Phil.
Gracias.
And an explosion will certainly liven up your article. Eh, Harley?
Hey, Phil? Let's talk.
What about?
How did you become so proficient with explosives?
The science of it always fascinated me. Even as a child, I read a great deal about mining and demolitions. The lessons were invaluable. So, when my parents sent me to university, I studied civil engineering. Most people do not realize just how much care must be taken when dealing with dynamite.
Hang on. You have a university education?
Of course. Does this surprise you?
Yes, because I'm
No, I
racist.
just didn't think a revolutionary would have a degree.
Well, I do. From the Escuela Superior de Ingenieros in Madrid.
Right. Carry on. How are you holding up, Jake?
Oh, just fine, just fine. Well, slap my behind and call me Betsy.
All right.
Not sure what I was expecting to find, but it wasn't this.
It has been completely ransacked.
Still, there's gotta be some indication of where Clark took his money. Let's take a look around. But watch yourselves. No telling what any of these doohickeys might be capable of.
At least Dr. Clark practiced fire safety. I can't see through. The window is too grimy. Looks like it's connected to the door somehow.
No worries, baby. Thanks for hanging out.
Won't do us any good if the
Looks like some type of cannon, and it's pointing right at the cage. I can't make heads nor tails of this chicken scratch. Empty. Not really surprising. Not much left. Some books and a broken device. Is this some kind of combination or code? One of the dials is missing. It won't turn any further that way. It won't turn any further that way.
That. I need to find this missing
What in
dial.
the ether is this thing?
I wouldn't get...
I think I've interacted with everything other than talking to some people.
Hey, Phil? Let's talk.
What about?
Clark's lab is really quite something, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, something unnatural, something perverse. What possessed him to undertake this research is beyond me.
Right. Carry on. Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
This place sure is something, isn't it?
I admit, I never gave much credence to all that ethericity business, but seeing all them contraptions and appurtenances, let's just say it's given me a new appreciation for Clark's tenacity.
Enough jabber. Let's push on.
This Clark fellow was into some strange things, wasn't he?
I'm starting to understand why he chose to do his work out in the middle of nowhere.
This must be where Clark parked his rear during his experiments. This may have held something interesting. I get the impression this is what powers...
We just need to get...
Anything interesting in there?
Not really. Probably why.
Way too high for me.
Want me to give you a boost?
Nah, I still couldn't reach. I'll think of something else. Looks like a
Pardon me.
What's it doing all the way up there? I can't begin to fathom.
Nothing.
Guess we won't get to see what...
Just as well.
This is where all the cable... Maybe this will help. Then again, maybe not.
Worth a try.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Enough, Joe. This may...
Does he have any ideas?
Can we talk?
What's...
Any clever ideas to get to that confounded box?
Not too many.
Hang on.
Big part?
Let's put that gun...
I may be a showman. It's as I said about... I never performed sharp...
Crowd...
You've proven yourself. I'm sure you...
Enough, Joe.
He's just gonna find an excuse to not do it.
Hey,
What about?
can you think of...
I'm afraid reaching...
Right?
See if there's anything back this way.
Fort Beaumont's parade flag. Not much left.
Hmm.
Guess we won't.
Just...
What's on...
I don't understand.
All right. The truth is, I've gone... A couple of years ago, I could have done it with my eyes shut. But time ain't been kind to my hands.
So how did you pull off...
Danny's the one that shoots the ball. You want that box down so bad, ask him to...
Enough, Joe.
Okay, so... I guess we need to go find Danny. I don't think it's here.
Dios mío. What is this abomination?
Howdy, folks. Interested in learning about Coltit's miracle elixir?
Of course we are, little lady.
Then step on over here.
Professor Xander Coltit III. Good medicine for good people. Some of these bottles are
Boy, oh boy, I sure wish I was you.
Beg pardon?
Why, today's your lucky day.
Is that right?
Yes, sirree. You're just in time to experience the travesty of Xander Coltit III's miracle elixir.
The what now?
Oh, dang. I mean, the majesty of Xander Coltit III's miracle elixir. My name is Olivia Coltit, and I'm here to answer all your questions about this evolutionary new medication.
Are you sure you don't mean revolutionary new medication?
That's what I said. So, do you want to hear about it or not?
Say, do you know anything about that lab over there?
No, but I did hear a big boom coming from that way. Was that your doing?
No.
Oh, come on, you can tell me. I'm no tattler.
I said no. Now stop asking.
Fine, jeez.
Alright, giving the cat some sweet.
Look, kid, we're not born yesterday, townies. You can spare us the song and dance.
Oh, leave her be. I think she's charming.
Thanks, mister. My daddy says that to get anywhere in this business, charm is financial.
I think you mean essential?
I know what I mean.
You wouldn't happen to be related to a kid in Rosewater named Jem, would you?
No, ma'am. Far as I know, I'm a lonely child.
That's a good bit.
Why are you parked in the middle of the desert when there's a town full of potential customers not 2 miles from here?
Oh, I'm just minding the wagon while my daddy's doing his business at the fort. But he told me to stand out here and detract anybody who might come by.
And has anyone else come by?
Oh, sure. Tons of folk. Only one who didn't stop was a feller on horseback. Too bad, 'cause the guy he was hauling looked like he could have used some elixir.
Fine, I'll bite. Tell me about this miracle elixir.
Glad you asked. From the maker of the wildly popular Coltit's Emulsified Soporific comes Coltit's Miracle Elixir, the finest, most elective tonic in Vespuccia. Guaranteed to treat and cure all illnesses from arthritis to yellow fever. And for a special limited time, we're selling it for the treasonable price of just 5 crowns.
Sounds pretty miraculous, all right. What's in this elixir, anyway?
Oh, I don't know. Daddy's the one who makes it. Oh, but I know he gets his secret ingredient from some lady named Ethel. He always talks about her when he makes a new batch.
All right, give me a bottle.
Yay! Thanks, ma'am. How about your friends? Want 2 more for them?
We'll share.
Oh, okay. If you and if we're gone by...
I think I've heard enough for now.
It was a... Are you...
Not right.
My dad... Sorry.
Okay, we'll leave. I guess we can try a lock at the fort.
Hey, guard!
What is it?
Did Captain Stokes come back here? We lost sight of him after the attack.
He's here. Don't think he...
What do you all get up to in this place?
I'm really not at liberty to say, ma'am.
Carry on, soldier.
Right.
No handles. That thing has seen some...
Okay, so there's something more I have to do here.
Dr. Clark. Professor Xander Colt, I'm sure that... Whew! I'd prefer to keep the cloth...
Okay. Yeet!
That's not going to help.
Well, thanks, but no thanks.
No, thank you.
I'm guessing this thing needs to... Some kind of power meter. Never heard of an ampere before. No good. There's some power getting through, but it needs more. This is where all the...
I never bothered to look at this, did I?
A wooden man... I have...
You sure you...
Oh, I'm dumb. No?
You keep that, Harley.
No?
Hmm.
Empty. Nothing happened. This console is... One of 4 dials. One of the dials. One of 4 dials. TT-180.
So I get that
Is this some
that's
kind of
like the power settings, but I don't... Whoops. We'll definitely save. Yes. What I want. I did it again. I want you.
That won't... That won't...
Hmm. Definitely at a wee bit of a loss. I'm guessing we can't open the door.
No handle. Must be some other way to open it.
Yes, with the power, but they haven't figured that out. Wow, it's really in depth of everything we've done so far.
Can we talk?
What's...
Might I borrow that arrowhead for a spell?
By all means. Maybe it'll bring you some...
Enough jabber.
Oh, I might have skipped something. That's why.
I hope this isn't considered...
Select. Use with.
I'd prefer to keep...
Use with.
I'd prefer...
Maybe not.
A strip of cloth from a vis... I'd prefer...
Okay, I guess not. Can I use that with anything?
Hey, Phil.
What about... Whatever.
Okay. that's not going to do anything.
That's not.
Appreciate it.
Have I got some?
Okay. I am still at a bit of a loss. My first in-pass. Well, I think at that point, though, I am going to wrap up today's stream. I'd like to thank everyone who has watched this back. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.